Greetings, YouTubers. How's everybody doing out there? Well, I'm doing pretty good. Figured I'd tinker with the old Land Rover, the 97 that I picked up along with another vehicle about a week and a half ago. Wanted to go ahead and look at the brakes, the pedals to the floor. Not sure what's going on. I did put fluid in the reservoir, and it's holding. I mean, it's not gone. It hasn't gone down much, so I don't know. Maybe the pads are bad, or just needs another master cylinder. Not sure, but I don't have any leaks. I am going to go ahead and take off the wheels. We're going to look at the brakes and inspect them. The vehicle runs, but I really would like to have the brakes working so I can actually move it around the yard and turn it around and all that. Now, a quick story. I did get it running. If you haven't watched some other videos, it sounds pretty good. I got the back hatch to finally open up. And this particular Range Rover has the kid seat, which face each other, which is pretty nice. And look at all the windows you get, 2 sunroofs, and all that. And I'll go over this a little bit later. The reason I opened up the trunk here, or the hatch, or the back door, or gate, whatever you want to call it, I thought I had a tire iron behind the spare here, which bolts right there. And there's the spare. And here is the back cover that goes on that. Sits on there like that. I thought maybe it had a tire iron back here, a lug wrench for my nuts on the vehicle. I don't have one, so I had to use a socket. And by the way, there's the cover. It's in pretty good shape. Got some small tears in it, but I'll deal with that. And also, the spare is practically brand new, which is pretty amazing. And these are, let's see, 235 70/16-inch tires. And here's an extra tire I got, which is a little smaller. It's practically brand new also, and I got 2 shocks, brand new shocks, and there's a third one sitting in there that someone threw in there, practically brand new. So I got all kind of little trinkets. So there we go. Let's go ahead and pull these wheels off. Like I said, I didn't have a lug wrench, a tire iron, so I had to use a 1 1/16 socket. I hate these 6. I really wanted to get a 6-point socket, but nobody had any. Everybody had the 12 points. I hate 12 points, especially when you have big nuts like this you got to take off. The problem with the 12 points, you can round off nuts and bolts pretty easily. I've got these broken loose. Got the wheels up in the air, so we'll go ahead and pull both these wheels off and look at these brakes and see what we got. I have no clue what's behind there, but we'll look at it together and determine if it needs new pads or whatever. And I'm going to be looking for a leak, although my reservoir has not gone down. But sometimes you can find leaks when the wheels are up in the air. Just small leaks, that's all it takes to keep your brake pedal from being nice and full and keeping it from going to the floor. All right, let's go ahead and pull these wheels off and see what we got. All right, after getting these nuts loose, these are some large nuts. The larger the nut, I guess the better the wheel will stay on, right? But anyway, they are large. I have got the brake pads to come out, pretty much come off here. They're pretty easy to do. You got these little pins that go in the back of these little clips here. I mean, not clips, little rods. And you see the little hole there, and we just take these little pins out right there, pull these out like that. And I hope the camera's still picking up the light pretty good. It's getting kind of late out here, but we'll go ahead and pull this shoe out here and look at it. And you're seeing these the first time, as I am. Lots of pad, that's what we want. I'm very happy about that. So that looks pretty good. And here is the other one. The back one, and you can see the ABS wire right there. It's broke off. I'm not sure why. You can see a little bit better. That's probably why my ABS light is on. And there's a look down into the caliper. A little rusty, but I don't see anything too bad. And the hub spins pretty good. And the rotor doesn't look like it's warped, and it's got lots of thickness, and I don't feel any ridging. I'm happy. These pads look pretty good. All right, Let's go back to the back here. We've got the wheel off. And same process here. We're going to pop these pins out right here. There's a little pin. Pull these out. And this will let us pull these. This will allow us to pull these pads out of here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now we are back here in the back. Same thing here. These pins are a little different right there. You have to pull on them and they're just bent right there. That's what keeps them on right there in the back. And there's a pin that goes up on the front. So we have two. One right here where the hole is. One right there. And we have this little clip that kind of sits in there like that. And this pin kind of rests on it like that. I think you can see that. And we have one also on the bottom. I'll take out right here. Get this one out. And now our pads are ready to come out. Same here, the two wires are broken off for the ABS. I'm not sure why. I may have to go do some research. Maybe someone stuck the wrong pads. Like I said, this is all news to me. All new workings. So I'm going to have to use both hands to go ahead and slide those pads out and look at them. Okay, we got these out. There's that one there in the front. Lots of good padding, which I like. So we're okay there. And the one in the back. Pretty decent pad left. I'm not sure what those wires are for. They have to be for... Oh, I know what they are. They're for the brake wear. When you get down to a certain point, it throws the engine. It throws the check engine light on or throws a brake light on the inside. It's a wear indicator is what it is. It's a sensor. To show the wear when the brake pads are down to almost nothing. That's what that's probably for. But nevertheless, I'm not sure why it's not hooked up, or maybe this model doesn't have it. This is a 1997. All these models are different. Be aware of that. So I'm going to spin this hub. Seems pretty good. I don't feel any ridging. There's a look at the caliper. A little rusty, a little dirty, but I'll go ahead and put some oil in here and clean it up a little bit and spray it, some black paint, clean it up a little bit. And that should take care of this side. So now let's go to the other side, just out of curiosity, and see how they are. Alright, we're down to the nitty gritty now. We've got the front pads off, we got the pins out. And like I said earlier, on the other side, these little pins you see right here go in the back right here. That's what holds these little pins in here, these little clips I should say. So pull both of these out like that. Go ahead and pop off the brake shoes like this, and brake pads I should say, and they look like they're in great shape. Let's get this back one out of here. This one was a little tough. I think the screwdriver and pry up on it. There it is. And don't forget your shim that goes on the back. We'll stick this back in here. That pad is, it's getting down there, but it's not terrible. But what's really cool is about this is when you go to put your pads back in, there's not a whole lot of work to do. You don't have to take this caliper off, which is great. And this seems to be okay. And I'll have to check the thickness later of these rotors. Don't feel too much there, but the vehicle's been sitting for quite a while, so I'll probably end up just putting new pads on it all the way around just for the heck of it, just so I'll have new pads. Let's go to the back now, and I'll carry my tray back here so I don't lose anything. And by the way, those are man-sized nuts there. Those are huge. 1 1/16, I believe, socket I said earlier. Okay, so here we are on the back. Now when you pull these clips out in the back, you see how this comes out like this? So once we get this out, when you put these back in, make sure that the clips go in like this. They kind of sandwich this piece here. Let me set it up for you. Kind of goes in like that. It just doesn't ride on top of it. It holds that in there like that, which is kind of interesting. See? So it can't come off. And we'll take the other one off. Pulled it out. And like I said, this one would be the same. It kind of goes in like this and rides in there like that. And you can see it's it kind of grabs this anti-rattle clip. And we'll go ahead and pull these pads out. Now these may be a little more difficult, and I've got the camera in one hand. Let me see if I can kind of do this like this, maybe. Okay. I like how they set these brakes up, these pads. These are nice. And that pad is pretty decent. I'd say it's probably got 2/3 of the wear on it yet. And we got this one in the back we got to get out of here. I'll try it again with the camera in one hand and a screwdriver in the other one. Maybe I can get it, maybe I won't. There we go. So, that's about got it. All right, there it comes out as the sun goes down. Come on. Just about out. There we go. And that pad seems like it's in pretty good shape also. Now all I have to do is clean up a little bit and just kind of put everything back together, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Remember, this is a 1997 Land Rover, and I know just about every 4 or 5 years they change the sequence of these pads, how they go on. So you may want to have to do a little research, but I really like the idea of just putting clips in like this, and that's all that holds your pads in. Now on the front, before we wrap the video up, I will tell you that I did find out that this caliper is bad. The top piston there, I can push in, it will go back. See, I can push it right back. But the bottom one, it's locked up. I'm not going to be able to. So I'm probably going to have to take this caliper off and have it redone, because this piston here is locked up. Other than that, I don't see anything major. I don't see any leaks, and I'm going to put the new pads on later, and I'll make a video when I get ready to do that. And we'll check out the brakes and see if the brake pedal comes up. If the brake pedal doesn't come back up, then I'm going to have to probably inspect this cylinder there, master cylinder, and see if it's bad. All right, well, that's enough for tonight. Getting late out here. I will give you guys an update a little bit later on the Land Rover project and all that. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe, and have any questions, I'll try to answer them. But if you have any ideas or fixes, please share so we all can learn and share and help each other out. All right, thanks guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you a little bit later. Thanks for watching.